Hey everyone, so now it is time for book time, and I have here a picture on the screen of the book that we are going to be reading. And I wonder, what do you notice about the cover of this book? So you see that there's animals, right? And I wonder, what are the animals doing? That's right, they're sitting on a blanket. And what do you notice about their hands? All of their hands are in the air, right? You have the owl, the bird, it looks like a badger, and a mouse, and a raven, and a rabbit. They all have their hands in the air, right? So, what do you think the animals are doing in this picture? Do you think they're all having a picnic? Maybe they're all having a picnic, right? Because I do see some food also on the blanket. I see some fish, and I think those are cookies, and it looks like pears and a mug over there. So maybe they are having a picnic, right? So the title of this book is called Bear Says Thanks, and it's written by Karma Wilson and illustrated by Jane Chapman. So Karma Wilson is the author of the book. That means she wrote the words and the story of this book, Bear Says Thanks. She wrote the letters down and made a story. And illustrated means that Jane Chapman, she drew the pictures. So she drew the bear and the badger and the owl, all the animals that you see, Jane Chapman drew. Bear Says Thanks by Karma Wilson and illustrations by Jane Chapman. All alone in his cave, Bear listens to the wind. He is bored, 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 and he misses his friends. So there he is, Bear's just laying there looking at a spoon, missing his friends. And I wonder, how do you think he could solve his problem? He says he misses his friends. You think maybe he could go visit them? Or maybe they can come and visit him, right? Let's see how he solves his problem. So now we're on this page and you see his face over here. How do you think he's feeling? The first page, he was kind of feeling down and saying that he was alone and bored. And now this page, he has his eyebrows are up, his eyes are wide, and his mouth is grinning. What do you think he's thinking? How do you think he's going to solve his problem? He said he misses his friends. Maybe he thought about inviting them over or going to go visit them. And then what do you see on this page? He's opening a cabinet, right? And there's a spider web in there, right? I could make a big dinner, a feast I could share. I wonder, what do you think the word feast means? So the word feast means that there's a lot of food, that the whole table is full of food. You can eat however much you want, a feast. So you can have a table full of turkey, mashed potatoes, maybe green beans, rice, anything that you want to eat is on the table. You can have a big feast. You can eat however much you want, whatever you want. I could make a big dinner, a feast I could share. But he looks through his cupboard, and the cupboard is bare. So what do you think the word bear means? It kind of sounds like him, right? A bear, but the cupboard is bare. So the word bare means that there's nothing inside the cabinet or the cupboard. There's nothing at all. It's empty. Everything is gone from there. That's why there's like a spider web, because usually when you see a spider web, that means nothing's been in there for a long while. So let's see how he solves his problem of his cupboard not having anything but him wanting to have a feast, right? Let's find out what happens. Then Mouse stops by with a huckleberry pie, and the bear says thanks. So instead of him going to his friends, or maybe instead of him building a feast, making a feast, his friend Mouse comes by with huckleberry pie. I wonder, what do you notice about the words by and pie? They both rhyme, right? By, pie, pie, by. And the bear says thanks. So the bear said thank you to the mouse for bringing a huckleberry pie. Let's see if they eat it. Bear says, "Goodness me, a delectable pie. But I have made nothing," he adds with a sigh. Bear says, "Goodness me, a delectable pie." So I wonder, what do you think the word delectable means? So the word delectable means delicious. It's another word for the word delicious. They mean the same thing, delectable and delicious. So instead of telling your mom, "Oh my goodness, Mom, you made the most delicious food ever," you can say, "Oh my gosh, Mom, you made a delectable food," right? But I have made nothing, he adds with a sigh. All right, something else is happening now. What do you notice? The bear, right? And the mouse. Mouse is there with the pie. And who comes walking in? A bunny, right? The bunny has, it looks like cookies or something, right? Let's find out. Then they hear "Hi ho," and they both see Hare with a big batch of muffins at the door of the lair. So he said, here comes a hare that says "Hi ho." And I wonder, hare is another word for bunny, right? Because look, he has long ears like a bunny and he has a little tail. So hare is another word for bunny or rabbit. Then they hear "Hi ho," and they both see Hare with a big batch of muffins at the door of the lair. So I wonder, can you find any rhyming words on this book? Let's see, I'll read it again. Then they hear "Hi ho," and they both see Hare with a big batch of muffins at the door of the lair. Hare, and lair. They both rhyme, right? Hare, lair. Hare hurries in from the cold, rushing wind, and the bear says thanks. So the bear told the mouse, "Thank you," or tells the mouse, "Thanks for the huckleberry pie," and now he's telling the hare, "Thanks for the muffins." Let's see if any more other animals come in. So now who do you see? You see fish. It looks like the hare or the rabbit is pointing at another animal, right? And what animal do you think that is? Let's find out what the animal is. "Of course," says Hare. Then he points to the door. "Here comes Badger. He's got even more." What do you see Badger having? Fish, right? He has fish on a pole. Let's see what Badger says. "Brr," says Badger as he thromps inside. He sets down his pole and he smiles real wide. "I'm back from a stroll at the old fishing hole." And the bear says thanks. I wonder, do you know what the word tromps means? Tromps means? So the word tromps means that he stomps, kind of stomps inside. I wonder who else of Bear's friends are going to come. You think one of the birds? Let's find out. All right, who do you see here? Oh, so the bear, or the mouse, the hare, and the badger came in through the entrance of the cave. And where did this animal come in through? The floor. That's right. What kind of animal is that? Maybe it's a badger? Maybe something? Well, the badger's right here. Let's find out. Then Gopher and Mo tunneled up from the ground. We have warm honey nuts. Let's pass them around. So they have warm honey nuts. So Gopher and Mo, so this is the Gopher right here, and this is the Mo. They brought warm honey nuts. Let's see who else comes. And we just mentioned them, the birds, who's a raven and an owl. What are they doing? Flying in. There's a flap and a flitter and a flurry in the den. When in flutters owl with raven and wren. And I also noticed that the words flap, flitter, and the words flap, flitter, and flurry all begins with the letter F. Flap, flutter, flurry. They all begin with the letter F. That's right. There's a flap and a flitter and a flurry in the den when in flutters owl with raven and wren. We have pears from the tree and herbs to brew tea. Look at that. So they brought fish, they brought muffins, they brought a huckleberry pie, they brought nuts, and now they have herbs over here and pears from the tree, right? Oh, look, the owl brought the pear. Here's the pear. How do you think they're all feeling? Look at their faces. Look at the mouse. And the hare, and the Mo, and the Gopher, badger. They look all excited, right? Let's find out what happens. And the bear says, "Wait!" I wonder what the bear's gonna say. Let's find out. Uh-oh. Look at Bear's face. How do you think he feels? Has a frown. His eyes are down. Kind of sad, right? Maybe? And who do you see around him? There's the owl, the mouse, the wren. Bear mutters and he stutters and he wears a big frown. Bear sighs and he moans and he plops himself down. You have brought yummy treats. You are so nice to share. But me, I have nothing. My cupboards are bare. There he goes. He's talking about how his cupboards are empty, bare. Let's see. What do you think the friends are going to do? What do you think they're going to tell him? They're going to tell him it's okay? Let's find out what they tell him. Mouse squeaks, "Don't fret. There's enough, dear bear. You don't need any food. You have stories to share." His friends hug him tight It will be all right. And the bear says thanks. So look how he's feeling on this page. He's feeling sad, and it looks like his friends are comforting him, right? And then over here, they told him that it's okay. And so he's happy because they're friends, right? They're telling him it's okay. So the bear says thanks. They lay out their feast on a quilt on the ground, and the bear takes a seat while his friends gather round. Hey, I wonder, what do you notice about the words ground and round? Ground, round. They both rhyme, right? Ground and round. They rhyme. They lay out their feast on a quilt on the ground, and the bear takes a seat while his friends gather round. In a cave in the woods, in a warm, bright lair, the friends feel grateful for their good friend bear. They pass around platters, they tweet and they chatter. See, they're all sitting on the quilt. They're eating the pears, the fish, the muffins. They're all around in a circle. And it looks like the raven is laughing. And they're all smiling, right? Because they're all friends and they're grateful to be around with each other, right? And they all say thanks. Aw, look at them. They're all in a circle, enjoying each other's company, eating good food, telling stories to each other. That's what friends should be doing with each other, right? Having fun and enjoying each other. So that's the end of our story. Bear says thanks. So at the beginning of the book, Bear was sad and lonely and bored, and he missed his friends. But he found out that his cupboard was bare. He wanted to invite his friends to have a feast with lots and lots of food for all of them to enjoy. But his cupboards ended up being bare. They ended up being empty. So all his friends, one by one, each brought food for all of them to enjoy. And at the end, when he told them that he's sorry that he doesn't have any food to share with them, they all told him that it was okay, that they all have brought foods and he has the stories to share. So I wonder, how would you feel if you had friends and they all kept bringing food, or it doesn't even have to be food, or if they brought toys to play with? How would you feel if your friends brought those things for you to play with, but you didn't have anything to share with them? And also at the end of the book, all the animals were grateful to have each other, to have the stories that they had with each other. They were just happy and thankful to have everybody, all of their friends together in one place to enjoy stories from their friend Bear. So I wonder, what are some things that you are grateful to have in your life? And draw a picture to show us, and don't forget to post a video telling us about your picture you drew.